The strategy I used for writing and working through my college essays was that I would first think through all of my ECs or extracurriculars that I've done throughout high school and just think through like all the stories that I've accumulated from those extracurriculars. And from those stories, I would then dissect which like personal quality that each story would reflect about me as a person and take inventory of all of these personal qualities. From that point on, I would then consider like which stories to use, which stories would fit the prompt. And with that, I'd have a general idea of what my essays would look like. For example, my Common App, I knew I wanted to highlight at least a few of my personal qualities, such as like persistence, hardworking, asking for help, etc., etc. So I picked FRC as my main extracurricular for that, well, as my extracurricular for that, because it is one of my main ECs. And I had like a couple stories from FRC that I could tell, but one specifically stood out, which is one where I stayed for like 21 hours or something at robotics. And from that, from like the interactions I had with people, from the interactions I had with my mentors, and just learning throughout while working on working on a robot during those 21 hours, from that story, I was able to reflect three qualities about me, and I felt that was a pretty good Common App essay, and that this strategy would work in the future for my supplemental essays, for my UCPIQs, and just any essay that I really had to write. As for when to start working on essays, I recommend starting the Common App like immediately after school ends, so like beginning of June, and then working on that up until whenever it's due, making changes, making revisions. And for UCPIQs, I recommend starting that like around the beginning of July, where after you got a sense of writing essays through running your Common App. And then you can just start with your UCPIQs in the beginning of July. And for supplemental essays, I would first organize all of them into like different categories because a lot of schools will ask the same supplemental essays, so you can just copy paste a lot of them. And from that, I start writing the ones that you feel the most prepared for, and then just work through them based on which one you think you're the most comfortable writing. And also in the meantime, also write like your why school, why us, why major type of questions as well.